Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to take a look at these handmade soft pastels from Paul Rubens. These are a relatively new product. I think they came out in a smaller set maybe last year, but they previously had some lines of professional soft pastels, which were, I think, also handmade. So I didn't really know at first if these were just different packaging, but they are still selling the professional soft pastels at a much higher price point. This right here, this set of 108, I think is going for around $45. So, you know, less than 50 cents a stick, which is pretty good for soft pastels. And it's got a pretty good range of colors. Now I took this with me to the Botanical Gardens for their plein air days. This does come with a swatch, but I don't swatch pastels because what you see is what you get. It has a nice foam insert to keep your pastels protected. I brought everything right in this box, and I just put an elastic, a sketchbook band that I had sewn from like inch wide sewing elastic around there, and it kept it just fine on its edge in my bag. And this is what the selection of pastels look like. They come unwrapped, which is nice, so you don't have to bother unwrapping all the pastels. There's no pigment information. There's no lightfast information on these that I know of. I'm just going to flip this over really quick and we can look and see what's on the back of the box. And it comes in a variety of different sizes. Yeah, there's really not much information on the back. I do not see an ASTM logo. I don't see any other safety logos. I guess they're not required in this country because a lot of companies are selling stuff without the ASTM logo on it. It says do not give to, you know, ages 0 to 3, which would be pretty obvious, probably for any art supply that's not specifically meant for children. But I would definitely have this an adult only product, or maybe even a teenager only product. But other than that, just as handmade soft pastels, there's not really a lot of information on the box, and that's why I was kind of wondering how similar they are to the old ones. Now, their professional pastels have all been mixed up in my general pastel assortment, so I wouldn't be able to accurately pull them to compare. The professional ones are very similar to Sennelier. They're very soft. These I found a little bit less consistent with how soft or hard they are, but that's pretty typical with pastels. Like, you get a set of pastels, some are going to be a little bit softer, some a little harder, and like an overall range will have a certain amount of softness. I would consider these like a medium soft, not as soft as their professional range, not as soft as Sennelier, definitely not as soft as Schmincke. I would put them kind of more in line with, if you remember the old Winsor & Newton soft pastels, and I do know they came out with some newer ones, but I haven't tried those. I'm talking about the old ones that you bought open stock, or probably like a Rembrandt. That's probably about how firm they are. You could see there's a good amount of earth tones, but I didn't find there to be very rich browns. The black I didn't find to be super black. There is a gray, there's a couple whites. It was an adequate assortment of pastels. Some were firmer than others. I guess if I had to have one complaint, was that there wasn't like a really rich saturated purple. The blues aren't super saturated. It's definitely more, I would say, a mid-tone set with some pastel yellows and some light, I guess a light to mid to light tone set. Not super saturated, but nonetheless, I was able to use these to create 3 pastel paintings that I really liked. So for the price, I definitely think they're worth the price, but you have to look at what you have for pastels. I just grabbed this because it had a pretty good assortment and I didn't want to go digging through my pastel drawers that I have here. And I do have a pastel pod that goes in my French easel, but I wasn't bringing my French easel, so I didn't want to bring that wooden pod. So basically I grabbed this because it was convenient. It was all together in a box that I could throw in my bag. And for that, it did the job, and I would say, yeah, it's worth the $45. I don't think I would pay more than this. I think if you're going to get more than spending that amount of money, I would save up and either buy open stock what you need, like, because you're going to need some hard, these are in the middle of the road, like you will ideally need some pastels that are a little bit harder than these for details, and you may even need some softer than these for adding highlights. Because I was working alla prima pretty much all in one layer, it didn't bother me not to have softer ones, although I did need to reach into my Conte box and get a few. Like, I have this little box here. It's got a mix of Conte crayons and Nupastels, and I had to grab a few of these just to get some details on my work. But without further ado, let me show you the work that I made. This one here is, oh yes, I didn't want to spray fixative at the garden, so I just brought some, I brought some glassine like tracing paper or deli paper, something like that, to tape over them. And I do need to replace, let me see if I can carefully remove this. I do need to replace the tape because it was just my regular old masking tape, and I don't want to leave that on my paintings. Not to say these paintings are anything that's precious or anything, but this one, actually I think this one might be my favorite of the pastels that I did. I used Paul Rubens for pretty much everything. I used them with water in the background. This paper is the Rembrandt Verona green paper, a very affordable paper. You get like 12 by 16 sheets. I think this is just like, you know, a partial sheet for, I'm thinking around $30. So very, very affordable paper. It doesn't have a lot of tooth, but it had enough to deal with this. Like I said, I added water for the background to kind of lay in some darks. And then I just sketched the peonies on, and then the black is actually a Conte crayon. So I was able to go in there and get details. But you can see the colors were saturated enough. I did have to mix colors like that bright kind of viridian green with some yellows to get some colors, because it was lacking some shades, but you're going to have lacking shades when you have 104 colors. You know, pastel artists that do pastels as their main medium will have thousands and thousands of colors. So I thought it did pretty well. They were definitely easy to use, and I didn't feel like I was hindered by the selection because I had a few of the Conte crayons that I could add to that. I'm just going to, for now, put that back like that so I don't get dust everywhere. And then this next one I did on velour paper, and this was just a sketch of my friends who were sitting at, I finished the peony painting and I came over to where my friends were, and they were just sitting kind of in the outdoor cafe area doing some painting, and I thought I would just, it was before lunch, it was still pretty early in the, not early, but it was, there was nobody out there having lunch, so I kind of sat at another table. I really wanted to get my bag situated because I have the art comber, and it's a really big bag. You can load a lot of stuff in it, but because of that, things get kind of lost in the void. So I felt like I just wanted to get situated and organized again. And after I did this quick sketch of them as they were painting on the painting at the table. There's Karen, Shanna, and Angela. And that was a really fun one to do. And this is velour paper, so that doesn't tend to smear anyway. So I'm just gonna, I don't think I'll wrap that one back up right now. And that was fun. That was fun. They were soft enough to stick to the velour paper just fine, because if you have a really hard pastel, they don't like to grab the velour paper, and it was fine for that. So it worked good on kind of a wood pulp, just not wood pulp. Well, I guess it is. I think it's like 15% cotton. It's kind of like a regular non-sanded paper. Worked great on a velour paper, and then I also used them on a sanded paper. And this one I actually used with colored pencil because I decided to stay over in that cafe area where my friends were painting and stay in the shade, and then I kind of sketched this little house with pastel paper. This is UArt sanded paper. I used that, sketch it with colored pencils rather, Chromaflow by Derwent. And then I tired of that pretty quickly, and then I started on with the soft pastels, and it worked pretty well. Now I did have to borrow a vivid purple pastel from my friend Angela from her Soho line, and that's actually, the Soho pastels are what I generally travel with. They have a little bit of they're a soft pastel, but they have a little bit of a waxy feel in the binder that I like a lot for traveling. But anyway, worked great with the in partnership with the colored pencils. Worked great in the sanded paper, velour paper, and regular paper. So yeah, I mean, I think they get the job done. They get the job done if you need to expand your palette on a budget, or you're just getting started and you want to get something decent that doesn't cost a lot. They are a good option. The downside is, of course, we don't have lightfast information. We don't have pigment information. We're just it's kind of what you see is what you get, and it is a fairly decent arrangement of pastels in a pretty compact box that you can stick in your bag and take out with you. It's very light, and I like that you don't have to unwrap them, because unwrapping pastels, especially these half sticks, can be a total pain and can be very annoying when you just want to get in there and paint. So I did break some of these. These all came unbroken, but I did break some as I was going, so I wanted to kind of swoosh some color around. So I would say if you got them and they were broken, some of them were broken, it wouldn't bother me. I would say, you know, you're probably going to break them anyway because you're going to want those smaller pieces for things. But these did all come unbroken and well packaged. So that's my review of the Paul Rubens soft pastels in the yellow box. And I do have reviews of the professional soft pastels that they have in the black boxes. So I will try to think to link those down below, but if I forget, you can find them on my channel pretty easily. Just search The Frugal Crafter and Paul Rubens Pastel Review, and that will pop up along with their oil pastels and other things like that. So yeah, I'm glad they came out with these at a lower price point. They're not that much different than the professional range, except maybe they're not quite as soft. That would be the only the only thing I would notice to be a difference. But you know, not terribly different. I think the professional ones may have lightfast information, and maybe that's the only difference. I don't know. May use better pigments. Who can say? I thought it might have been just a rebrand, but I don't think it is. I think they are a little bit different. So you can let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you tried these? Do you have a recommendation? Do you have some information you want to share or an opinion? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy these quick reviews. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye!